everybody. Welcome to the Stone Genius Podcast. My name's Ro, and this is the voice I'm going to do the entire show in, so you're welcome. Just kidding. Hey, people, you know me. I am often stoned. I am always a genius. We have a special guest on the program today. It's this is a phrase I rarely use, if ever. This is a coworker that I actually tolerated, very much so. So welcome back to the program, Chris Scarcello.
Oh, hey, thank you, Rodney.
There we go. There's the audience.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, they're going. Oh yeah, they're gonna get weird.
They're going crazy.
Yeah. Hey, welcome back.
Hey man, it's been a while.
It has. So the last time I think you were on, a long time ago, the Denver Broncos were in the midst of making a big trade. And I believe, I don't have a perfect memory, but I believe, and I'm probably paraphrasing, but I think I'm close. You said, "Oh, the Super Bowl's we gonna win." And I know that doesn't sound like how you would say, like your tone and how you deliver, but I'm almost positive that's what you said.
No, it was 100% verbatim. You have the greatest memory.
Well, thank you very much. Hold on. They got something for that. Thank you, guys and gals. That's great. Okay. I love how I can just make them stop at will. So first of all, because I really don't follow anything outside of Tampa Bay sports. Peripherally, I'll know what's going on, or if it's big in the news, like Russell Wilson was. But first of all, it was a trade to get him, correct?
No, we cut him.
No,
I mean he signed with it.
To get Russell Wilson from Seattle.
Oh my God, yeah. So we traded 3 players and like 5-6 picks.
So were any of the players? Did any of them, were they good? Did they amount to anything? Were they?
Shelby Harris, a lineman. He was very good. We traded Drew Lock. He was potentially great.
What's he doing now?
He's back up for Geno in Seattle.
Okay. So he's still in Seattle. Okay.
Yeah.
And then who was you said there was a third player?
There was a third player off the top of my head. Can't remember.
Oh, was it a tight end?
Oh, yeah. Fant. Noah Fant.
Okay.
Look at you.
Yeah.
You care.
Well, I just remember you're the only one that really ever talked to at work. So, yeah. So
I was the only one that was brave going by your department.
Yeah, I would also agree with that. So that's fine. I was exactly how I needed to be in that place. So, so you were so excited for that. Now, I will tell you, a lot of people will just say, "Well, you're you're so Tampa Bay oriented that you can't give a unbiased opinion." But I never thought Russell Wilson was that great. I thought that he got into a great system that fit him very well, and so it worked out, and they won a Super Bowl. But I didn't think he could do things, but so could Josh Freeman for like 2 years in Tampa.
I was gonna say, I was assuming that's a Tampa Bay Buck.
Yeah. So I mean, everyone, "Oh my God, he's so great," and I'm like, no, I watched him play at K-State. He is not great.
Oh, you guys got somebody from K-State? Yeah.
Oh, that was back in 2012-ish. Yeah. So, and this is that was when Raheem Morris was our coach. They drafted him, I think, 17th in the first round. Big guy, tons of talent. I actually played basketball against him back in the day here in Kansas City, and great talent, big guy, very nice. When he was at K-State, he barely completed like 50, and I'm just trying to remember this, but I think like barely over 55% of his passes, and maybe a 3-2 touchdown to interception. No, not good number. I mean, no. He was
especially
not
for in your playing in K-State. Those are not.
No.
3-2 is not great.
No, yeah. With Big 12 defenses, even back then, that's not a great. And so I had never understood that. And then when he got to Tampa, he had 1 year where he was just amazing. Everyone's like, I told you. I go, it's 1 fucking year. And he just fell off the, I mean, like I think the next year he was just horrible. And the year after that, like he got thrown under the bus by the team, and he got thrown under the bus by the other players. And then I think he was out of the league like really quick. Like he went from a starter where everyone's like, oh, he's so good, to like within 2 years, they're like, who again? Hold on, I got a sound for that. Yeah.
So did you take the opportunity to remind everybody that you were right?
I do that all the time. Come on, Chris, you know me.
Because, yeah, I do know you. And I remember the conversation that we had where you're talking about not Chris Jenner, Bruce Jenner.
Yes.
Now, how Bobby, and this story gave me like so much insight, where you said that you think that Bruce Jenner is like a little fruity or whatever. And Bobby's like, no, you're absolutely wrong. And then years later, he got the sex change. And you were like, see, I was right. So that was the thing, is you were right. It just took time for you to be right.
So here is a saying, and this is an actual saying. I don't know where it came from, but early is the same as wrong often. That even if you know something earlier than someone else, you'll be considered wrong until everyone else catches up with you. And that's but you know, it was just like, and I don't have a problem with that. So here was an interesting story that when I went to one of Bobby's family reunions early on, I had met one of her cousins at the family reunion, and I had asked if afterwards I asked, and they were in high school. I go, is your cousin gay? And they were like, no, what are you talking about? They were with their significant other. So it doesn't matter genders or anything in this. So I just don't want to give it doesn't matter. So anyway,
right.
It doesn't matter. Their significant other, you know, who they were dating was there, opposite sex. And so Bobby was like, what do you mean? And I know this is what I said, and I know this is going to sound dumb, but I'm sure there's probably more processes in my head going on. But what came out of my mouth was, well, this is going to give it away. I said that they had an outline of a wallet in their back pocket. I go, I'm a guy, and I've never had my wallet in my back pocket long enough to wear a thing like that. And I know that's what came out of my mouth. And it wasn't, I don't care. I mean,
it doesn't matter
to me, but I was just asking a question. Well, then a few years later, they came out, and so it was almost like, because I had told the universe, it felt like, you know, it was out there. So I could have, my words out there changed things. And I don't know what, I just was like, and I love everyone. I hope everyone, and you know me with Bobby, when we met, I immediately fell with her. And I don't care who someone else meets. I hope that whoever that is, that they have what Bobby and I have, which is amazing love, freaky sex, and amazing love again. Yeah. So there's a lot going on there, but I mean, yeah, I do take the time to point out to others when I'm correct. And Bobby knows this. So Bobby knows that I don't bluff. So if I say I'm right, I'm right. And I have the facts, and I will tell you where we can go to verify everything that I'm saying. But I won't do that. I will always say if there's two sides of the story, or this is the only part of the story I know, or this is all I know, because I will be very upfront about that. But that's why I'm horrible at poker. So her dad used to play, like go out to the casinos, and he'd play literally days. Like he would show up Friday, and we'd see him Sunday night, and he would just be playing.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. I mean, just hard. I mean, I'm sure he probably I say I'm sure and then probably. There's a chance he slept at some point during that time, but there's also a chance that he played like 48 straight hours. I don't know. But they would play like Texas Hold'em, like as a family, when we would have a big family get together, and there were like 6, 8, 10 of us together, and we would play Texas Hold'em. And I don't have the patience for it. I fucking hate bluffing. I just
So you don't like how long it takes?
Yeah.
You don't like sitting there analyzing people? I feel like you would love that.
Oh no. No.
No, you like the quick. You just want it done and over with.
Yeah. I'm a slot machine type of guy. Or I could probably wait for the ball to drop in roulette too. So either one of those I could probably do.
It's pretty quick.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not, I don't have the patience. I don't know why. I just don't have the patience to, so here's my thing. Winners win. If I have a winning hand, I'm going all in. Let's crush you. I mean, I don't want to nickel and dime you and then look, I won after 8 hours. Oh my gosh.
I will be honest, the last 2 players, it does suck. Trying to get those guys out, because you got to play smart. You can't just go all in.
Do you play? Well,
and
that was the other thing. Like, I would go all in with the family, and they would just all fold. They'd be like, "We know." We're like, "Flush," and they'd be like, "Yeah, we know." So, and I just don't have it in me, because they would be able to see the pain on my face by folding when I shouldn't be folding. I don't have a good hand. Oh, darn me.
But I feel like you would love to bluff.
No.
Beat your chest.
Yeah, no. I was
okay.
No, I was more I'll talk shit and back it up, instead of like, I don't know. I don't know what I have in my hand. Is it good or is it bad? I don't know. It's for you to find. Hold on. Why am I doing that?
I don't know. It's good or bad. I just don't know. Should I bet a lot? Should I bet a little? Do I have a 2 and a 7 and a 9? Or do I have that king and queen and jack and that naughty, naughty threesome?
So I forgot. I don't know why I was doing my own voice when I could go to that voice.
Yeah, you got that modulator, dude.
I got something. Hold on. Hey-oh. Okay, so let's get back to the trade. So
deal.
So how long? Because this is how out of touch. I'm thinking 2 or 3 years. How long was Russell Wilson in Denver?
2 years.
2 years, and
which was his original contract.
Oh, it was.
Yes.
And
because then we signed him to a 5-year extension before he played a snap.
So So was it an extension, taking the 2 to 7, or just? Yeah. Oh.
That's why we are basically paying his salary this year, even though he's playing for Pittsburgh.
Wow. That so he never even made it to the extension that he signed with the Broncos.
Right. Yeah, essentially.
Wow. That's
but that was my problem with the deal. That's why I got excited, because I'm like, oh shit, well, if we're going to extend him already, then he's got to be the answer. But then, like, when he wasn't, I was like, what are we doing? What have we done?
Yeah.
Because the other thing is he was like, so we had God, I cannot think of the old manager that we had before we got Walmart. He was the one that like inked the deal. And so we've just had change in management, and it's not solid.
So did he play well at all during his tenure in Denver, or was it just the team didn't perform well? They're in the same division with the Chiefs, and the Chiefs have kind of been a juggernaut more or less the last few years.
So we have lost to the Raiders like the last, oh my God, like 7 seasons, just like every game.
Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah, if anybody can do it. So yeah, we lost to the Chiefs a shit ton. Lost to the Raiders often. And but our defense last year like held teams to, like, we had one of the best defenses the year prior. And then last year we had to trade some people away, and we're like still trying to like get our footing, but we were still a good defense. But Russell Wilson did not. He shined like for that little 5-game stretch that we won. We lost like, I don't know, we were like 7-2. We won like 5 games straight, so we're back to 7-7, and then it just the wheels fell off again. So there was that little glimmer of hope, and then yeah, it just came loose.
So were any of the draft picks traded away by Denver? Were they first round draft picks affecting you for the upcoming draft?
So yeah, we got rid of Drew Lock,
right?
Who was a QB. Who, the thing is with him, he is so he was like good enough to like tie with Geno, and they started Geno because he made like 2 or 3 more passes that were just better, so they started him. So if Geno's a good quarterback, then Drew is a good enough quarterback.
Okay.
So now we have Jared Stidham as our quarterback, and we've got to go find somebody in the draft, I'm assuming. And then so then we traded Shelby Harris, who was a good lineman, excellent penetration. He's gone. We tried to replace him, haven't really been able to do that. And then Noah Fant, we do have good tight ends, so I don't see that as like too bad. And then to get Sean Payton, we traded Bradley Chubb, who was very good. To be fair, they did trade Von Miller, and Von Miller hasn't done anything for the Bills. So there was some talent that was traded, but there's not much we could recoup.
So what is your outlook, your immediate outlook for your Denver Broncos?
We blew it up, and we are starting from scratch. So we are rebuilding. It's official. It's happening, which I'm thankful for. I'm glad that, like, to acknowledge the acknowledgement of the problem is the first step in the process. So I'm kind of grateful in a way.
So will you be as attentive to the team during this rebuild, or will you be like, they're getting blown out, I don't really give a shit, or how are you going to treat the rebuild?
I've resigned myself to like a 5-win season. But if that means that we get better draft picks, or we trade away some more talent whenever they're more valuable, I'm fine with that, because we're in cap hell, and I'm resigned. I haven't really been paying as much attention this offseason as I have in years past. But yeah, I'm fine with it. But you, on the other hand, sir, I got Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
For a steal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did we?
How do we feel?
Did we though?
You gotta like the guy. I like him.
Yeah. Yeah. I like Baker Mayfield. He brings a lot to the team. Yeah.
Outside of Tom Brady, who else that has been a Bucs QB would you rather
have? From all time, easy, Doug Williams, but that's a dream. Hold on, I got a sound for that. I'm fine with him, and I think he's in the $35 million range, somewhere in there, 33, 35, which for starting quarterbacks, probably on the mid to low end. He had a good season last season. But the only issue that I have is, like, when you say Baker Mayfield, like, especially if you say his name 3 times in a row, it's like calling out for Candyman or Bloody Mary. It just seems like bad things are going to happen. Like, I don't know. I really hope he does well, but there's a reason that he went from Cleveland to Carolina to Los Angeles. And I think he played very well. I have always said this, though. if you take most quarterbacks and put Mike Evans and Chris Godwin out wide, they're going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
It really doesn't matter who it is. You could Russell Wilson. He probably could have even thrived with those two because they have such a catch radius that I just think that a lot of stuff they catch. Well, maybe not this year with Mike Evans. He seemed to have some drop issues, but outside of that, I mean, I think they make their quarterback a lot better.
Yeah.
So
I think that could be a giant problem that we have because whenever we had Russell Wilson, there was Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton, and they have two different play styles, and they don't really complement each other. And I think Jeudy is overrated, and he couldn't catch a lot of balls. There were so many times where we could have won a game. We could have won like 3 different games if Jeudy had made a catch. But
right.
Like, what do you do if the court? I don't know if the chemistry was wrong or if the style is different, and that was the issue. But you think Baker is just average and carried by Evans and Godwin?
I think he may. I don't know. I'm trying to think of who would be an average quarterback. I guess these guys that I can't think. I think he's better than Justin Field. I actually think he's better than Tua. I think he's better than Jalen Hurts. I think those guys are fucking overrated.
Jalen Hurts?
Oh yeah, those guys are overrated as shit. If you actually watch him passing and Tua, their passes are shit. They have people that can catch
Tua's
it.
terrible. I'll give you.
Oh my god!
I'll give you that.
If you take Devontae Adams or whatever his name is, Devontae Smith away from Jalen Hurts, and here's the thing. I get sick and tired of people calling those guys dual threat quarterbacks because when they talk about them being dual threat quarterbacks, they only talk about them running. They never talk about them passing. You know why? Because they're shit passers. They're fucking shit passers. And that drives me insane. That, think about how much better Tua is all of a sudden. It's his maturity. No, it's fucking Tyreek Hill. You know what?
Yeah.
If you have someone that can run by everyone else and you can throw it in the general direction, then you're probably going to complete some long bombs.
Yeah.
So, I think he is better than many of the quarterbacks out there, but his consistency is what gets to me. So I don't know. I will tell you that. So in Madden, I actually simulated the season. Just like I actually simulated all the games just like this season that just ended so I could get to next season. So I re-signed Baker. I just finished that season at 16-1 and he has him in the playoffs and he's playing amazing. And I keep thinking, well, maybe this is what he's really going to be like. And then I keep thinking, no, he will not. So,
no faith.
I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. He's still by far the best quarterback, even with Kirk Cousins getting there. He's still by far the best quarterback in the NFC South. So there's a really good chance that we win the NFC South again. I mean, we barely have to win 9 games and you win the conference. That gives you a home game in the playoffs.
Because I forget, it's the Panthers.
Yeah,
Bucks,
and they had Panthers, Bucks, Saints, and Falcons. So you have Derek Carr, Kirk Cousins, and then I forget the guy, Bryce. Is that it?
Bryce Young?
Is that it?
Bryce Young from Carolina. Yeah.
Is he in Carolina? Yeah. So those are the quarterbacks. So they have a very good shot at repeating. And I think, like I say, I think he's good. I think it's his consistency. I think if he gets on a roll and stuff that he can get very good. I think that, I mean, we had a stretch this season where no one played well. And if he's not playing well, the defense needs to be playing better. Our best cornerback arguably was Carlton Davis, the third the last few years. He played like shit this year. We traded him to Detroit for a 3rd round pick. I don't know what, I mean, that was a pretty good talent to trade. I don't know here's my thing. And we'll see how you feel about your team. it seems like every other team besides my team gets like amazing, like they'll get Randy Moss for a 6th-round pick, and then,
But you'll overpay.
yeah, and then we get a 3rd-round pick for Carlton Davis, who 2 years ago would have been considered probably a top 10 cornerback. And now we get a 3rd round, a year later we get a 3rd-round pick. And I just always feel like we don't get quite the return that we should. And it seems like, especially it seemed like, who was it? New England would always be able to pick up someone, we traded a 7th-round pick 7 years from now for O.J. Simpson, which I don't know. I mean,
would be a good call.
Yes, Hall of Famer. Yes, first guy to get 2,000 yards. Maybe not a best X to have. I don't know. So, do you think that you get? Well, never mind. I'm not even going to ask you that, because the only trade you're going to be thinking of is Russell Wilson, and you did not get a fair return for your investment for Russell Wilson.
Oh my God! And I've had to defend that it's not the worst trade, but it's very disheartening that I have to have that conversation.
So, do you think that you actually think there's a trade worse than that?
I mean, there's the Herschel Walker trade, which so we have the most expensive bad trade. They have the worst trade.
Okay. I wonder if anyone's ever done. Well, yeah. Trades aren't. I think they're getting more and more popular in the NFL now for whatever reason, but it used to be very weird to ever hear anyone in the NFL getting traded.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember growing up. That just really wasn't, especially in season. Noah got traded in season. And it was weird. They either got cut and walked as a free agent and went someone else. But yeah, trades were. Yeah, But
it just seems like anymore, the amount that people they change jobs to keep their salary moving up, with the economy, it seems like that's kind of the same thing that's happening with players. It's like, oh well, I performed very well here. I'm not going to be a legacy player like an Emmitt Smith or a Barry Sanders. I'll go to the Rams and play for a shit ton of money and win one Super Bowl, and then we are nothing
right
next year.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot more teams are selling out, but I don't know. I mean, championships are nice. I'm trying to think. I mean, Brady got to Tampa and we got that championship his first year there, and that was nice. I actually think we should have. I don't know. I think we should have won it all 3 years that he was there. Honestly, we had injuries and some other shit going on, but
because Mike Evans went out towards the end of his last year, right?
I can't remember. So Godwin was out in his 2nd year, and then his 3rd year, our center Ryan Jensen was out the entire year. Tried to come back for the playoff game, was obviously hobbled, and we still should have won that. I don't know. I don't know shit about football. I don't know about scheming. I don't know anything. As a Monday morning quarterback, I would have said maybe not run a blitz on Matthew Stafford when they got into field goal position to win the game, but and we gave them a 21-point lead or something ridiculous in that game. So we had some. I mean, who won should have won, but I'm just saying we had the talent. We just had some bad luck, and every team has that. It just depends on when it comes, and it just came at the wrong time for us. And losing an all-pro center that's protecting a 45-year-old man back there, geez,
kind of important. Yeah,
maybe.
Just as a guy with the big long red hair, right?
Yeah. And then he tried to come back for that. So I guess he didn't have surgery, from what I understand, during the season, so he could try to make it for the playoff run. Came back, and I don't think he re-injured it, but it just wasn't where it should be. So then they operated, so he missed all of last season. And so we already knew he'd be gone from Tampa, but I think he announced his retirement. if the pewter report that I follow is correct. So let me ask you that. How often are you checking on the Broncos every day? Do you follow like a fan page and stuff? Are you seeing what the
I
rumors?
have Reddit, and so like just like the important stuff, like I'll see like it'll be all caps, like, oh, this guy's getting traded or this guy's getting cut, and so I check in on that. But for the most part, I'm completely I'm completely isolated. I'm not really paying attention.
So are you or have you ever been, do you watch a lot of sport? Because I know that when we worked together, you wanted to be off Sundays and Mondays, or at least Monday nights, so that you could watch football on Sundays and Monday night football. So can you, or do you, or have you watch, like, could you watch all sports, or are you team specific, or how is that for you?
So I like, okay, baseball, I'll go watch. Like I don't stay up on it. When the Royals were doing good, I cared.
Right.
Um, Basketball, since Kansas City doesn't have a team or hasn't had a team when I've been alive, I'd rather play it. Hockey, I only watched in college because I lived with some people that were Blues fans, and um, obviously football. I love to watch. I love to go. God, there's another one. There's another sport.
No,
Oh, soccer.
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 Sure.
I played. I cared when I was growing up, but I don't give a shit now.
So I used to, until I met Bobby, and probably even afterwards, could watch any sport. I mean, I would watch, it didn't matter. I would watch it. Football, I could watch college, I could watch any teams play, and then pros the same way. And then it got to the point, and I don't know if it was just because of time, having kids, being married, all that. I got to where I just was really following my teams, the Rays, the Lightnings, and the Bucks. And then now I just find YouTube so handy. So I subscribe to like the NHL. I don't give a shit about basketball. Like you said, when I was young, we did have the Kansas City Kings here. So I
Right.
remember going to their games. I remember seeing a lot of great players. I was at the 76ers game when Daryl Dawkins broke the backboard. Number 52, Bill Robenzine was a forward with the Kings. He was right underneath. I remember seeing that. I was just like, I mean, I was talking about that at school the next. I was just fucking amazing. But I don't follow. Once I stopped playing basketball when I had knee replacement in 2010, I actually played for 3 hours the night before I had knee replacement, since I knew I was going to have it
Oh my
replaced.
God! So you knew? Oh, so you were just getting it in? Like
Yeah,
good?
I mean, Bobby was like, "Why?" And I go, "Well, I'm having it replaced. I mean, I can't really do anything worse to it unless I broke
Right.
it." But so
I feel
yeah,
like it was like a Hertz rental car.
yeah. I mean, so once I stopped playing, I kind of stopped watching and everything else. And then every time I try to watch it now, I just find it so distasteful. I mean, the lack of defense that's played, to me,
Oh,
is
it's
appalling.
atrocious.
Yeah, it is.
That was
Like,
my favorite part of basketball was playing defense. So it sucks to not see it at all.
yeah. And you know, when people are like, "Oh, LeBron James just set a scoring record," I'm like, "Did he? Really?" Okay. So I'm pretty sure if no one guarded Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, or no one guarded Dr. J, their point totals would be vastly different than what they are now.
And like to what with the Pistons, the Bad Boys or whatever
Yeah.
they were called,
Yeah.
they would just beat the shit out of you if you got
Oh
under
yeah.
the net. And like Steph Curry wouldn't put up the points that he does
No.
if you could just smack the crap out of him.
Well, and that's why I like hockey, because you have enforcers. So if someone goes after your star, you can have someone step in and go, "Hey, I'm not going to let this happen." In basketball, they actually, it wasn't until Rodman showed up and Bill Cartwright with his nasty attitude as a center, that I think that the Bulls really started winning, because before that, people were taking shots at him. That's when he was coming up and he was trying to get through the Pistons, and they would just fucking. And that's when Rodman was with the Pistons, and they would just go
yeah, that's
after him,
right.
and they would just hammer him, and that's what you do. I mean, it makes sense, but until you have someone, but they don't have enforcers now, but they don't have anyone that's going to do anything. I mean, geez. I mean,
Yeah,
did you see all the 3-pointers? That guy's an amazing shot. Yeah, I would be an amazing shot if no one guarded me. Wow.
Right.
I mean, yeah, I can't stand basketball, but I got to the point where I could just really watch my team. So Florida Gators, basketball, football, and then Rays Lightning and Bolts. But I got to the point where I used to do like Sunday Ticket, and I was like, I am watching the Buccaneers play, and every Sunday. Now I'm on YouTube. It will give me like a 12-minute recap. It shows me all the most important plays. I mean, why do I need more than that? Hockey, I love watching hockey, and I love watching the whole game because it can literally turn on a dime, and fights break out whenever. So I
Right.
love
And they don't
watching
show the fights,
Yeah.
or do they? Do they show the fights online?
Generally, no. So then you could go back. So what I've done, if I haven't been able to watch the game, but it's recorded, a lot of times I will, especially if I find out what the score was, I'll watch the highlights, but I can go look at the stats and see if there were any fights. And if I were, it'll give me the time when the fight, because they tell what time the penalty took place. So then I could go back to and see whether it was worth fight. Sometimes I can even find the fights on YouTube. So I can just go, oh, there was a fight, and now I can find that fight that wasn't included in the clips. But yeah, I do enjoy watching that. Like I love being up late at night when we're recording, but the Lightning right now are making their West Coast swing. So I don't know if you're aware of this, but Kansas City has a great hockey bar called the Blue Line. And so we're going to go down tomorrow night and watch the game. So they play 9:30 against San Jose, I think. So they're on the West Coast. I'm pretty sure it's San Jose, but I mean, I'll enjoy watching the whole game when I can.
Yeah.
The thing that gets to me now is that being an East Coast team, a lot of times their games will start at 6, so that may be during dinner time with the fam, or just taken away from time. And Bobby enjoys watching the games too, but I know that's not like if I said, hey, let's start a list of things we could do tonight. 1 could be watch the hockey game, and 2 could be literally anything else. And I think she would probably choose 2.
She's picking 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, she likes hockey, and she's looking forward to going to the game, but and she loves going to live games. We'll go to the Mavericks games here in Kansas City. But at the same time, it is a 3-hour commitment if you're going to watch a game. So hold on. I got a sound for that.
Dude, I went to a Mavs game. It was actually pretty nice.
So I think it's much better to view on TV than it is live. Because a lot of times you're like, oh, I can get seats down close to the ice. And then you're like trying to look through all these different panels of plexiglass and players and everything else. So, so we went, and our oldest ended up seeing dating one of the Mavericks players.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
That is...
Then he left the country.
It's not... Oh, to do what?
Continue to play hockey.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So, who knows? Maybe someday. But yeah, it is. I mean, so we enjoy it. I also don't like that it's cold there. This is why I don't like football, because I don't want... Like... When we would go to
you don't
games,
got a lot of fat on you, bud. You're gonna freeze if you go.
Right,
to those
exactly.
Games.
There's no fucking way. I was reading stories or hearing stories here in Kansas City that after the playoff game that was like sub-zero wind chill and everything, that people were literally having toes and fingers amputated that went to the game.
Are you? I did not hear about that. What?
Yeah, I don't know of that, but
God.
they said that because of that there were a number of people that had to have toes and fingers amputated because of frostbite. And I'm like, what?
No football game is worth that shit.
No. We used to make fun of when we would go to Buccaneers games at the old Sombrero, and you would go like in December, and it would be like 68 degrees out. maybe 70, somewhere between 68 and 70 degrees is what it was out. And so you could tell who was a Buccaneers fan and who wasn't, because the Buccaneers fans were bundled up. We'd be wearing parkas and turtlenecks and shit. And the people from the Bears or the Packers or the Lions who were in the NFC Central at the time, they would be wearing like tank tops or no shirt.
Nothing.
Yeah. They're like, this is so warm. And we're like, no, it's not. So
fucking 70 degrees. That's wild.
Yeah. And we were cold. So I remember when we moved to Kansas City, I believe it was September of, well, I know when it was. I believe the game was September of 84, or maybe maybe in early October. But the Chiefs were playing and see how much I remember. I'm going to go research this afterwards. Probably as a podcaster, I should do the research before.
Oh yeah, you're gonna research when the Chiefs played.
Well,
when your first game was.
They played the Seahawks. My parents, we had moved to Kansas City. My parents wanted me to get into Kansas City sports because we didn't have a baseball team, but we did now have we had a football team. So we had the Buccaneers there, which when I was real little, we didn't. I was born in the late '60s, so we didn't even we had the Dolphins across the state. And most people from Tampa hate people from Miami. We hate Miami. It's not even on Miami. So we didn't really enjoy. The city was probably more Tampa Trojans, Tampa University than they were. So Tampa University had a decent football program until the Buccaneers announced their arrival, and the city said they couldn't support two football teams. I don't know if you've ever heard of the football player John Matuzak. He played with the Raiders and the Chiefs. I think he was the number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft, and he came out of University of Tampa in like 70, mid 72, 73, 74, somewhere in that neighborhood. So when we got to Kansas City, my parents tried to get me to enjoy the Chiefs and the Royals. And I enjoyed the Royals. I remember going to games, and I did enjoy the Royals. I loved baseball, so that was a lot of fun with my dad and family. But when we went to the Chiefs game, it was against Seattle, and it was around my birthday, which is the end of September, which generally is still 65, 70 for highs, 45, 50, maybe for a low at night. Yeah. Fairly decent. So it was raining, and it was like so cold that if it was any colder, it probably would have been snowing. And I'm probably, once again, I just told the story that I was wearing a parka when it was 70 degrees out. So my hyperbole when I talk about temperature is probably, it's there. I'm well aware. So I'm sure it was warmer than what I'm describing. But to me, it was freezing and it was raining. And of course, we weren't sheltered from the elements. And I'm sure I wasn't dressed properly. I was probably wearing, cotton or something that's going to absorb all the water.
Just soak it all in.
Yeah.
The cold.
Yeah. So, and here's the thing. I was not opposed to seeing the Chiefs play in the rain. In December of 1979, I saw the Chiefs go to Tampa, play the Buccaneers. Buccaneers stop the Chiefs 3-0 to make the playoffs for their first time ever. But if you go and watch that video on YouTube, Chiefs-Bucks 1979, it was raining so hard that it looked like waterfalls coming down the stairs. It was raining.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it was just it pooled water everywhere, people sliding. There was one guy running with the ball. Ball just pops out of his. No one's near him. Ball just out of his hand. And so it wasn't like I was opposed to rain and the Chiefs. I guess the Buccaneers just would have needed to be involved. But I was miserable, and I was like, fuck you, Chiefs. And they weren't good then, too. So I'm not sure if you know any history. In the 80s, the Chiefs were not a good team.
No, I know this.
Okay, they were a horrible team. So I'm watching a horrible team. And I think I actually remember the the stadium. So I am going to look this up now because I want to find out when the game was. I want to find out if I can find out what the weather was and what the attendance was. Because I would be surprised if it was a third full. And this is, granted, this is 40 years of trying to remember back to this. But I just these
During
are memories. Like,
monsoon
why am I trying to like this team? I mean, if they at least had good weather. Give me 70-degree weather. I mean, shit, that day in Tampa was probably 85. Hold on. Oh, yeah.
Poor row.
Yeah. Oh, I love, fuck. Yeah, and this is the thing that I sometimes think about. Well, so when I lived in Florida, I had a not long hair, but it was like all one length, like back to my shoulders. So it was longer than bald. And I literally shaved my head because I was playing basketball outside almost every day. And it was like having a wet mop on my head. And so instead of tie it up and it was hot, I just shaved my fucking head. And it was cool at the time because it was literally like Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley, and me. We were the only guys really shaving our heads.
The trio.
Yeah, it was the holy trinity, if you would, of baldness. And so I shaved my head because it was too, like, right now, oh my God, if I had hair, it could be as sweaty and it's just as nasty and gross and wet, and I would not give two fucking shits about it. But that's the whole reason I shaved it before. Because I was too hot. And that...
Save some for the rest of us, Rodney.
I know. So actually this past summer here in Kansas City, when we were going through that heat wave, Bobby said, in our 27 years together, I've never heard you say that. I was like, I didn't even know what I had said. I was like, I had no idea. I was like, did I just ask Bobby to peg me? I had no idea what I just said. I asked her, what did I say? She goes, you just said, I think it's too hot out right now. And that's something, like, I know, I'll take 114 with 80% humidity and I'll be like, okay. I mean, I may be naked and everyone else will be very uncomfortable, but I'll be comfortable as shit.
But
And
Rodney abides.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I show people, I have a picture of my phone at our house when I was working out of the house. I had an office and I took a picture like at 8:01 one morning, like right after I started work. And it said the clock thermometer in that room said like 72 degrees. Seems very normal. Like at 10:15 that morning, 2 hours later, it says 96. So I had like 2 space heaters, like strategically positioned to make sure that every inch of my body was covered. It was almost like some sort of vortex going around. It's like I was doing a lot of research to find out where to position them to get the correct amount of heat on me and everything. And I just love that. Oh yeah. I don't know if you've ever been to the Henry Dorley Zoo in Omaha. They have this big dome thing that's like a desert area. And
yeah.
if I won the lottery, that's what I would build as a house. And it would be see-through glass like that. Yeah. Because that way I would be warm. It would be great. It would be like people could look in at me because I'd be naked all the time. I mean, why would you wear clothes? I would do a reverse apron. So I would wear so that when I sat down, my naked ass isn't on the furniture. But yeah, that's what it would look like. A cape for my ass. That's what it would be. Ass cape.
Beautiful.
I know. Hold on. I got to write this down. See, this is what happens is I smoke and then I come up with these great ideas. And then tomorrow I'm going to see the note that just says ass cape. I'm going to have no idea. I will have no idea what an ass cape is.
I actually did go to the Omaha Zoo once. It was like fucking like -5 degrees with like a wind chill down to like 30. So it sucked, but the beautiful part was we got to go to everything, anywhere, and it was completely empty. There was no huddled masses.
Yeah.
And I think
there were no employees either because none of the employees showed up because they were like, who the fuck's going to come to the zoo when it's -5 degrees out?
Some hick family from the boonies.
I know. Yeah. Yeah.
But anytime that we did go in somewhere warm, it was we were way overdressed. So just ran right through it because you're not going to be in a fucking desert climate in a
Oh, I
parka.
would have just like started disrobing. I'd be like, I'm gonna stay here. Oh
I was
yeah.
less comfortable in my 11-year-old body than you are
Oh yeah.
in at
I've
any
always
age.
been. Guy, if I could have been naked, I don't know why clothes were invented. If I could just run around naked everywhere, I would love that. I would knock a lot of things over, like if I turned around too fast. But I mean, heyo.
Ew.
Sorry, I knocked the flowers off the table, hon.
How can I pay for those?
I know. So, yeah, and yeah, that's I think I'm the only one to that. So here's one of my big dilemmas I'm having right now is that I am trying to decide, do I want to bulk up or do I want to have one more Speedo season? I'm sorry, because Speedo doesn't sponsor me, and it's not an actual Speedo. A Speedo style bikini brief for men.
Well, what do
swim
you
in.
wear? Maybe you can get a sponsor.
Well, I know that's I don't remember the name, and I got to change it. So I bought a Speedo 2 years ago. I'm like, I was originally gonna wear it just to get the tan lines, and then once my tan was pretty set, then I was like, I can wear it's not gonna make any difference there. And then I was like, no one's really said anything. And even though they did, I wouldn't have given a shit. So I was like, I just wear it all season. Then I was like, I'm one and done. And then I ended up same thing. I told Bobby, I'm going to wear it tan lines. Boom. It's out of there after that. It was not out of there. So and then I wore the same one 2 years in a row. I mean, how embarrassing is that?
To wear you
So
cannot be caught.
No, I mean the swimwear faux pas that I made. So I need to buy a new one. And here's an interesting thing is I did not realize that I had gone the European Speedo style as opposed to the American. And
It's a Speedo. How are they different?
oh, they're different. They are actually quite a bit different. So I always thought that like the Speedos the guys wore like on Baywatch, the old Baywatch, were just bigger because it was TV. So they just needed it to be a little bit wider and more coverage. But that's actually an American. The European style is much.
Finish your sentence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. And it's fine. I mean, I've been wearing it for 2 years. I mean, I'm fine. And like I said, I'm comfortable in my own body.
You made that painfully clear to me, Rodney.
I know.
I know.
Oh, hold on. I need to ask you this. And where are we at? We're almost an hour into this. So my family thinks that it's weird that I don't keep anyone's. Well, and a lot of people think it's weird because I'll have to be like, oh, can you retext me that? People are like, you don't keep text. And I go, well, I only keep text from Bobby, Trinity, and Mo. And people are like, why? And I go, well, because I send a lot of objectionable texts to my wife, like just content wise, not like objectionable, like, oh, I can't believe well, let's see. I'm just going to try to read the one that I sent my wife today. So everyone has a notion of, let's see. Today's text was, squeeze on that ass while I rub on your asshole while you motorbike up on my dick.
Motorbike?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's actually a line from I think Megan Thee Stallion song. Doesn't matter. Someone's song. So I just sent her the lyrics. I was thinking, so the reason I don't keep other people's texts is because I'm always afraid, like if I sent a text like that to one of our kids, they would know it was meant for my wife and they would just be like, Dad, and they would be upset. Probably have to attend some sort of short-term or long-term therapy, which I'm sure they already have to do with me as their dad anyway.
Nothing extra.
Right. But I don't keep it because I've always been afraid that if I send someone an incorrect text that they'll be like, what the fuck is this? And I believe that I've only done that once in my entire life. Had a text to someone else that I'd been texting and then sent them something meant for Bobby. I think that was you. Do you
Yes.
do you remember
Yeah,
that text?
I'm sure I can find it because I
Okay, so you
save
do
my
save them.
messages.
See, and I don't, because I don't remember it. And I told Bobby, I go, because it's funny because often, like, Bobby says that she doesn't like to sleep naked because she's afraid that if there's a fire, she'll have to go outside naked. And I'm always like, well, has it ever, I go, I've known you most of your life. Have you ever been in a house fire? She goes, no. And I go, so you're doing something that would never happen. But so when they ask me, well, have you ever sent a text to someone? I'm like, yeah, I sent it to Chris. And if I remember, I think whatever I said I wanted to do to Bobby, and I didn't reference her by name. I think I said I wanted to do when I got home. And so then, because I immediately, when I saw it went to you, I was like, that was meant for Bobby. And I think you referenced that you knew that because I had mentioned home or something like if you would have mentioned work, I would have been, I don't remember, but I think it was something like that. But I don't even remember what the text was. But my text at best would be an exhibit in a court of law at some point, probably. Like, why did you want to?
I have it.
Oh, you do? Okay. What was
Oh
that?
no, I don't. But that's the thing is, no.
Okay.
I'm trying to find it right now. But
okay.
You sending it to me means I have it. You're not deleting.
Right.
You're not deleting smoke signals.
No, I know. Well, that's what I always said about Hillary's emails. Like everyone's like, oh, well, Hillary's emails are gone. Well, if an email is sent to someone, it's still, that person that sent it still has it. Like, if I delete it, it doesn't mean that the one you sent to me is gone. So, yeah, I know that me deleting it doesn't, but see, I'm not used to that. Like, I literally, if I have more than Bobby, Trinity, and Mo on text showing that that's who I have text from, it's because whoever I'm getting it from, there's some, like a phone number, a date, something that I need to remember. And so that's like, I had one for, left a text in there. And if you looked at it, it was that I had a teeth cleaning this morning. And I had it in my calendar, but I also thought, well, I look at my text more often and yep, I do. So, so are you able to find it?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, but we've sent some weird shit back to each other.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's funny because my family was just like, we don't understand that. I'm like, you guys would be fine if you got a text. You would give me crap about it. I'd be fine. But there's some people that may be like, did he mean to send that to me? Like if I sent a text to Bobby, but the text only said, will you peg me when I see you later? If I accidentally sent that to you, you may be like, was that meant for Bobby? Was it meant for me? You might not have any idea. Or maybe that's more of a, or in your case, maybe that's more of a,
what's that sound effect?
I don't know, dreamy?
Dreamy? Oh
or
my
maybe
God, I've been waiting.
Because we always have that. Oh yeah, we have that. I always forget what my buttons are. Which, oddly enough, Bobby says I often forget what her buttons are. I got that button right.
My God. I think I might have deleted it because I was just...
Oh, yeah, you probably don't want that on there. Because like I say, because if someone saw it, they may have thought that was directed towards you.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like, it's not like I'm not sending every text. Bobby, I would like to lightly choke you when I get home tonight. I mean, I'm just saying I want to lightly choke you when I get home tonight. And once again, you may be like...
Me?
I don't know.
Rodney.
I know. So here's a weird thing. Because I didn't remember what you mentioned about pineapples. But what I wanted to do is when we were... when I was busy at the house, like cleaning and stuff, I wanted the neighbors to know that I'd have headphones on, that I wasn't listening. So I put a pineapple outside, but the only way I could attach to the door, so I hung it upside down from our door outside. And because I remember you had said something about you could like tell people would know stuff if you hung a pineapple upside down. Well, what I have found out is if you hang a pineapple upside down outside your place, they
People
will
think you're.
they will not leave you alone. Like I was thinking, oh, they'll leave me alone. They do not do that with an upside down pineapple.
No, that's the opposite reaction.
I know, I'm just kidding.
Now is my folks have pampas grass or pampas grass, whatever you want to
Yes.
call it, out in front of their house, and my dad gets a lot of attention from people that are going through the
See,
neighborhood.
And that's gonna
And
get
then
me in
you were the
trouble
one that told
someday.
me the what, pampas grass or pineapples?
Well, no, just not knowing. Like me not knowing what like what now I'm not a pineapple kind of guy anyway, so I don't eat them. I don't know what else you would do with a
So
pineapple besides
why'd
eat.
you have one?
Well, I don't or didn't really have one. I was just making a joke. I don't have a pineapple. So but yeah, you don't want to walk in like now I know not to go to Touche's wearing an upside, like a shirt with I used to have shorts. Now that I think about it, had pineapples all over them. Some of them right side up, some of them upside down. I don't know. Can I even wear those fucking shorts anymore? I think I still have
No,
them.
unless you're swinging.
Well, I'm always swinging because I have a big dick. But I'm just saying, I don't know whether, like, if I wear those, especially like, how about if they have casual night and I wear them to Touche's, and then all of a sudden, like, oh, look, it's Bobby and a guy wearing upside down pineapples. I bet they need a third wheel. So hold on. So I'm afraid that I may not know. And then someone will come up and start talking to me. They'll just, hey, how you doing? And then you'll be like, this seems a little too friendly for this place.
You're being a little forward guy.
Yeah. And then the next thing you know, I don't know.
So would you say that you inadvertently wearing pineapple pants is like the equivalent of like a girl like wearing a low cut shirt, she's getting unwanted attention, and it's like, why am I getting all this unwanted attention? Ronnie, you wearing pineapples on your pants?
Maybe, but see, I don't know how many. So I didn't know what the whole pineapple thing was. Pineapple culture, the whole swinging identification part of it. So I don't know how widely, like, do you have to be in that group to know it? And shouldn't there be like two form factor authentication or something like that? Like, shouldn't you not only, like, if you saw an upside down pineapple and then you went up and you're like, oh, I think they may swing, shouldn't there be like a handshake or it's
a little bit lower,
a French kiss or something? Yeah, shouldn't there be something secondary to say, yes, what you identified is correct? Because like if someone came up and was like, so if Bobby and I were out somewhere and there was I'm wearing the upside down pineapple shorts and someone comes up to me and they just drop their trousers, we may be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And they'd be like, well, I saw your shorts. So shouldn't there be like something before the trouser drop? Like,
I think that pineapples are rare enough and innocuous enough that it's pretty evident what you're doing. You don't see pineapples on a bunch of clothes. And the fact that you still keep those pants, those shorts, Rodney, makes me wonder.
Well, yeah, I know, right? Or, yeah, maybe they're all right side up. So
you're gonna,
is there a difference?
You found out by wearing pineapples, so you know now, and you still participate.
Yeah. I guess it does look like that, doesn't it? And because it looks like that, I guess it is that way, huh? Hold on. I got a sound for that.
I would guess. After talking to you, I saw a lady that had a pineapple tattoo on her, upside down pineapple tattoo on her arm. And I can only assume.
How about if you left that type of lifestyle though, and you had the upside down pineapple on it? That just seems like that's a pretty big commitment there. I mean,
right?
Yeah, and I would ask, and see, that's what would get me in trouble. I'd be like, upside down pineapple.
We hanging out later?
I'd be like,
Oh, I see that you have an upside down pineapple. That's kind of freaky.
Yeah, baby, that's really freaky.
and I think
You're pretty good with those buttons.
thanks. Thank you. Yeah, I think there should be multi-factor something. There needs to be a secondary backup for people like me that are just. Although, oh my God, I'm turning into my mom.
Oh shit!
So
What?
my sister had a shirt. I don't know why. If you knew my sister, I guess that's all you would have to know is why. She had a shirt that had like every sexual position known to man on the shirt. There were, I don't know, dozens upon dozens. And they
I have
were
an
like,
underwear
they
like
weren't
that.
stick figures, but they were like, and I don't know if my mom found it and it was going to be thrown. I don't know how it became in my mom's possession, but it was and has been identified as my sister's. But previous to that, it was my sister's, but it was now in my mother's possession, and she used to wear that to work out.
What?
Yeah, she had no idea, and I wish I would have known that because I would have videotaped. I've seen like a reel of something of a guy that gave his mom and I think it was a Brazzers hat, and he said it was like ice cream or something. So she was wearing a Brazzers hat everywhere she went.
Oh god.
Yeah. So, yeah. But yeah. Okay. So let's see. We talked about football. We talked about upside down pineapples. I think we pretty much covered the gamut of everything.
Yeah, I think that's about everything I had on the
I know.
docket.
Yeah, I know. We didn't even get to the 2024 election. We
Thank
talked about
God.
it previously before we hit record. We had just mentioned that it's kind of sad that that our best and the brightest seem to be selected already for the 2024 election. Yay, us.
It couldn't come at a worse time.
I know. And that's like 170 years worth of experience.
And barely either of them can put together a full sentence.
I know. Oh my gosh. It's just, yeah. And I enjoy antagonizing both sides at this point. So that's a lot of fun. I just saw a lot of people wear the Hoka shoe, Hoka, and which it's a comfortable shoe and everything. But I just saw there was a picture in Footwear News, don't ask, of President Biden wearing a black pair of those with a Navy suit. So now every time, just to judge where they're at on the political spectrum, everyone that's wearing those that comes into my store while I'm still there, I'm going to say, oh, you're wearing President Biden shoes. Because it will immediately, because before they'd be like, someone would have been like, oh, really? I didn't know. They would have been like, if someone would have said, you're wearing Ronald Reagan shoes, really? I didn't know he wore these type of shoes. That's what it would be. Not like, oh my God, no, or yeah, I am.
I've got to take these off. It's so
Yeah.
inflammatory.
I know.
And I don't know about you, but me, like, I feel like I've been on the left side for a long time. And I've described these people as like, I was standing on a beach. The left was the ocean right out in front of me. I was in it. I was involved. And it's just, the wave has gone out. It's like a tsunami. The ocean has just gone out, and I'm like just standing in the sand. Like, what happened? Where has it gone?
I know both sides have lost their ever fucking minds. Oh, but that's for another time. God, I don't even know if I can make it through that. But it is so interesting where people get so set off. I mean, you mentioned one thing. I had heard that there was a certain political party candidate supporter in our store when I wasn't there, and I didn't hear. This person was so excited, not in a good way, to tell me this interaction. And here's my thing, and you know this from when we used to work together. I used to always say, I'd come back, oh, this person about a mask, this, that, and the other, and I'd be like, why does this shit never happen when I'm there? And I think it was because of my presence, being my height. I think it just kind of like, not everyone. I got into it with a couple people there, but for the most part, it would quell it. And I don't know whether she would have done that. I would have laid into her. That's the one nice thing about being at a small store is, I guess worst case scenario, they fire me. But I mean, for the most part, knowing they probably would have let me voice my opinion, and it wouldn't have been. It just would have. My opinion would have just been facts, and that's what I use on either side, and that's what hurts.
Yeah.
Hold on, facts. I got a sound for that.
Oh,
I know. Ugh,
cold hard facts.
I know. God, I'm not looking forward to November. I'll tell you that.
No, me neither.
Hey, we need to get together this summer. We need to play catch again.
Yeah, okay. Those were the texts that I did see, was us throwing the ball around, and I was like, shit, dude, that actually sounds kind of nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah. I mean, that's one thing that I never get to do. So for the people that are listening, when Chris and I worked together, we would take our gloves a few times and we'd go out on a nice afternoon and just play catch on the side of the building. And it was nice. I mean, and
This is
it's
the only time
funny.
he called me son.
But I mean, it was fun to do that. So, I mean, it was, it's not, I mean, I don't know why you can't be a grown up and go outside and play catch.
Have you told your podcast about the water tank event when kids that we worked with were Googling how to throw a ball so they could dunk?
I've
Yeah.
mentioned that.
Oh my god.
And and I felt bad because at first I was just like giving him shit. Like, why didn't your parents love you? And then I'm like, oh shoot. I mean, because
Yes,
I'm like
true.
literally like, well, I don't know. I was like, how did you learn how to throw? And they'd be like, well, when my dad would throw a water bottle at me, and I'd be like, oh my God. And I'm just kidding. That wasn't there. But yeah.
It was a beer bottle.
It was, yeah. Oh, okay. I said we were gonna talk about something. We never even got to it.
I don't think we did.
So we're gonna get to it, but I'm gonna have you on rather quickly. I know it's been a long time. I guess it's been 2 years since that's how long Russell Wilson was in Denver, his whole tenure.
Oh shit.
We need to talk about Roadhouse. It comes out from when we're recording this. It comes out the next day from us recording this. Are you excited at all for Roadhouse to be coming out?
I love Jake Gyllenhaal, and I have seen the original Roadhouse. I'm very excited.
Okay, me too. So I actually told Trinity, I'm trying to get Trinity, and it's very difficult because it's a 40-year-old movie, and I get that. So let's see. At 21, that would have been 87. So a 40-year-old movie or a 30-year-old movie, that would have been like a movie from 1957, like The Blob or Creature from the Black Lagoon. So I understand.
Fucking Citizen Kane.
Yeah. So I understand the pushback that Trinity has given me because I said we should watch the old Roadhouse, but I am so looking forward to this. I'm not looking forward to Conor McGregor, not a fan. And I heard that once again, it's like when we talked about dual threat quarterbacks, they talk about his MMA moves. They talk about his fighting. They never, I think if his acting is broached in the reviews I've seen, it has been, well, he's trying. It's his first try at acting or something like that. So we'll see how I'm not a big fan of Conor McGregor, but I will tell you that the guy that played, I can't remember him, the original, if his name was Knox or not. I think that's what Conor McGregor is in this one, but the antagonist, the bad boy in the original Roadhouse, he was kind of douchey, and so is Conor McGregor. So I guess that all works out. Yeah.
I mean, I heard that's his. He's basically just playing himself.
Yeah,
which should be easy.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see if that takes away from the movie, but I am looking forward to it. That
was the thing that you wanted to talk to me about.
Well, I did. I was excited. I thought that I had this feeling for some reason. I just see you as a big Patrick Swayze fan.
I liked him in Donnie Darko.
Okay. I was thinking more about Ghost, where you're sitting behind someone and you guys are doing the clay and the pottery and stuff together. I was kind of thinking more along that lines of Patrick Swayze. The thing that I liked about the original movie was it was loosely based on a story from here in Kansas City.
Oh, is that the guy? The guy that was an a-hole, and the whole city showed up and watched him get killed? And
Yeah, yeah, it just happened in broad day. I think it was it's not Skid Row, Skidmore. I think it was Skidmore, Missouri, which is like within an hour of Kansas City, and there was a guy that was like the town bully, got arrested, but then no one would testify against him. Just this, like, and I don't get
spectacular asshole.
that. Yeah, like, and I don't get that. I mean, I've never been. I don't know. I mean,
Well, you saw what happened to the Boeing guy. Not to
Yeah.
get too deep here or whatever, but like, if you're threatened with physical violence, yeah, a lot of people are going to step down. And I don't know what I would do in that situation, but like,
yeah,
the fact that as soon as the problem was gone, everybody was like, "Oh, yeah, no, we didn't talk, so why do we talk now?" That was kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So like one of the scenes that I've seen from the new Roadhouse is where Conor McGregor says, and I've always said this, my girls know this. Mo, last time she was on the podcast, I said, "Hey, what's one of the best things you learned from me?" She goes, "Well, I know how to kill. Anytime I'm in a room with someone, I know how to at least 2 ways to kill them." And I told her, very good.
That's my girl.
That's my girl. Trinity was always be prepared for a threesome and an orgy, and Morgan is knowing how to kill people. So they obviously got different talks at some point in their lives.
But
But
it's picked up differently.
I always say, you can't let someone get that close, especially if you have a firearm and there's no sense that anyone gets within 20 feet of you that's threatening you.
Yeah.
I mean, so statistically, is someone that is 20 feet away from you, if you have a holstered gun and they have a drawn knife, they will get to you with that knife before you get your gun drawn. And that's FBI statistics. So I've always been like, don't let someone get that close to you. And there's a scene in the trailer where Conor McGregor says, never let someone get this close to you, and he headbutts you. But that's exactly why you don't let someone get that close to you. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm not a fan of his. But we'll see. Hopefully, I don't want it to take away from the movie. I hope that there's just so much action, or maybe I will be so anti-McGregor that it'll help me even cheer more for.
Cheer.
Yeah. I mean, because that's what I'll be doing. I'll be cheering. I may even stay up at midnight and watch this when it comes out. In fact, I literally was going to Google this afternoon, does this come out at midnight Eastern, midnight Central? Like, when do I have access to Roadhouse?
Because were you going to go out and watch it, or are you going to try to? Is it streaming?
It's streaming. It's on Prime. Yeah. So it's going. It came straight to Prime. So yeah. So I'm excited. I gotta watch. I started watching the first one before, and it is. I mean, it's good, but it's. I mean,
Patrick Swayze is not a bouncer. He's not.
No. He's
That's my problem with it when I watched it.
Yeah. Well, he knew
I was like, he's what, 145 pounds?
Yeah, but he knew Tai Chi or something like that.
Yeah.
So
I guess, and how to rip a man's throat out.
Yeah. I mean, well, if you know Tai Chi, I would assume you'd know how to rip a man's throat out. That would only make some sort of sense, I would think.
I guess that's where you got it.
Yeah, and I don't. I mean, and that's the thing. When that movie came out, I was at the age where I was getting ready to be done with school, and I was thinking about being out on my own and everything. And I was like, man, I wish I could live in someone's barn. Hold on.
Yeah, that was
like, there's no like doors, there's no fucking anything. It's outside of Kansas City. Even in the best.
That's right. You want to be just nude and have everybody see you and your dick.
Yeah.
I forget. I don't know why I forget this about you every time.
Here's the thing. I don't want people to see that. I will say, just because of how I am structured and my anatomy, people are gonna look. I mean, come on. But I'm just saying, we're born naked. it's nice to be naked. It's freeing to be naked, and I mean, like I say,
What cult wouldn't take you?
exactly, and that's why I want to start a cult, but it's a hard sell. Like if you're already naked, like remember the first time you ever went into Abercrombie and Fitch, because I have a feeling that you, Chris, go into Abercrombie and Fitch still to this day at the mall. But remember the first time you had to walk by those topless models, and they're like,
Yes.
"Hey man, what's up? Coming in to get a new crew neck." So sometimes you just have to be comfortable with everyone's body around you, and and if you want to look, you can look. The human body can be beautiful
I don't know why I
and
felt like I was
terrifying
in a
at the
corner,
same time.
and you were just standing over me talking. If you want to look, I mean, you can look.
Look, open,
Look.
which is funny because I still try to get Bobby to make eye contact with me. Heyo.
Hell.
Okay. So see, now I forgot. Now I'm anxious to finish this so I can finish the old Roadhouse and then follow it with a new Roadhouse. Because in my mind, Jake Gyllenhaal is gonna be Patrick Swayze's son. That's what they should have fucking done. I don't know if they did that or not, but they should have somehow made it between him and Kelly Lynch, the doctor, that somehow that's where Jake Gyllenhaal came from. And then he wanted to break away from his dad's bouncer philosopher lifestyle and be in the MMA, but the lifestyle just pulled him back in.
I feel like Jake Gyllenhaal doesn't have a dad in this movie. I mean, they could still use Sam Elliott, I guess, father figure.
I know.
That'd be kind of cool.
I wonder if they will. I guess I'm going to have to watch the movie. I wonder if he's going to call in someone. My favorite line from Sam Elliott in that movie is, "Don't eat the big blue mint."
I don't remember that one.
So when Patrick Swayze calls Sam Elliott at the bar that he's at, he goes, "Well, how's the bar that you at?" He goes, "There's a sign over the toilet that says, 'Don't eat the big blue mint.'" So, yeah. So, all been in those kind of urinals. Man, I tell you, fuck. See, this is what's going to happen is that I'm going to watch the original Roadhouse. I'm going to see Sam Elliott's hair. It's going to give me a half chub, and then I'm going to have to go wake Bobby up. And that sounds for her, because if it was my sound, it would be...
Yeah.
Or
Not
would
his
it
mustache,
be...
his hair.
So... his mustache is fine. I can grow a mustache. I can't grow that hair. Oh my gosh. I would be, you know what an asshole I am. If I woke up tomorrow and I had Sam Elliott's hair, I would be, I mean, quite frankly,
dick.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I know.
would.
You don't even have to explain it to me.
Yeah. That hair. Gosh darn. Fudge. Yeah. I like.
No man can have it all.
I know, right? I always talk about this. If you think about the difference between the gods and the philosophers, like the gods, Zeus, Apollo, Neptune, they all had long, flowing, beautiful hair. The gods. But the people that knew this shit, Socrates, Plato, none of them had hair.
Yeah.
They're all bald as shit. So that's probably why I have what I have. So, because I'm just so smart. Yeah,
dumb.
I know. Gosh. But if I could be a god, and that's what I've said, if I had hair, I would be a god. I mean, not the god. I'm not. I don't want to start anything because I know the devil, Lucifer, started that once, and that didn't work out for that guy. So I don't want to start.
And he had gray hair.
Oh yeah, and he had that forked tail. I mean, that's like. Did he have that before he went to hell? I am
because God had to know about that.
I am hoping to have a pastor on the show, which that's for them. I mean, here's my whole thing. They have nothing to gain by being on the program. I would love to talk to them in depth about many different things, but they have absolutely zero upside to being on the program. And yet they're still considering it.
They're still lining up. I mean, they've battled lesser demons.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, I don't know. I have been called a demon quite often. So
and that's how I knew it wouldn't offend you.
sometimes Bobby calls me a demon just because she wants me out of her.
Yeah.
Hey, oh, see what I did there? I made a sex joke because I was in her and she wanted me out of her. Generally, so that she
Exercise.
can go to sleep. Yes. I exercise you, demon. Get out. So, okay. So, what do you have planned big for this summer? Anything?
I'm big for this summer. Well, going to school. My like little advisor guy, who's this awesome little dude. He said that I'm gonna have to quit my job, and I'm like, dude, say
So-
less. So
how small is he now? Now I'm all hung up on he's an awesome little guy, and you referenced him being little twice. So now I'm concerned that he's like 2'11".
so Joe Pesci, right?
Okay.
He's like that height. He
Okay.
is teeny tiny.
Okay. Huh. Yeah. I wonder. Do you think? How far do you think I could throw him?
How's your back?
Not good.
Oh, it's 8 yards if you got some momentum. If you could like shot put him like that.
How about if I discus, like spun around and threw him? Do you think I get more than? Did you say 8 feet or 8 yards? Because 8 yards is
8
like,
yards.
oh, okay. I'd take 25 feet. Yeah, if I could toss
Yeah.
someone 25 feet, that would be good. Because
Yeah, he's itty bitty.
and I think that people don't think about this enough. You need to know what people you can throw and how far you can throw them. Because how about if you're on a rock with another person and there's a bear? And the bear looks like it's going to come get you. Well, if you know how far you can throw that person, you could throw them. The bear goes and eats them, and you would be able to go to safety. So I don't think that
Enough people don't think.
yeah, I mean,
Enough people aren't cognizant enough.
yeah, how often do you need to say stop a bus? But the bus looks like it because you're not at a bus stop. So it's not just going to stop. So you may need to say throw someone in front of the bus. Well, how about if it's 2 lanes away? You need to, I don't think people take tossing other people seriously and consider how important or how strategic it could be in certain situations.
And obviously, Randy Newman was not thinking about that when he wrote "Short People Got No Reason to Live."
No, they do to be tossed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not the fun way.
No, not like the way I toss my wife's salad.
Good to, yeah.
Hey-oh, or maybe that should be a, there we go. Okay, so you're finishing out. So do you have to quit your job before you finish school?
Yeah, because I've got to like do an internship and
Is there
like
a
I really need to free up my.
Is there a capstone in your program?
No.
Anything? Okay, nothing like to prove. Like in accounting and some things, you have to. They do a thing called a capstone where you have to prove that you know everything that you learned. So I didn't know in your degree field whether there was something like that. Do you have to take any type of accreditation or test or licensing afterwards?
No, apparently, as long as I'm not being a fiduciary, I am straight. I don't have to do any of that.
Okay. And is that something you can decide to do, or would you have to do more schooling to become a fiduciary? Because like we said, you've been a big douche for a long time. So becoming a fiduciary shouldn't be that hard for you.
Yeah. No, it is either something like you can go do on your own, kind of like a capstone, or you can some places like they will pay for you to take those classes to do that education.
Is that something that you would consider somewhere down the line, or are you not doing it because of time constraints, or you're just done with school, or is that just for where you're wanting to start in your field? It's just not necessary.
It's just not necessary.
Okay.
And if I feel like it'll get me further, then I'll toss it in, do
Right.
it. But
Right.
as it's no thanks.
Okay. Well, I will have you back on sooner rather than later. So we're both going to have to watch Roadhouse. It sounds like I'm going to watch it much sooner. I will probably have watched it multiple times before we get back, unless Conor McGregor ruins it for me. And Bobby does not. I mean, I'm not a Conor McGregor. I just I don't know. I don't like his. I'm just not a fan. I'll just. It doesn't matter why. I'm just not a fan. Bobby loathes him, so I'm not even sure that Bobby will watch the movie just because he's in it.
My girlfriend despises Jake Gyllenhaal,
Really?
and I don't know why.
Brokeback Mountain?
It was a good movie.
It was.
I'll defend that movie.
Yeah. Hey, I said it earlier. Love is love.
Love is love.
Yeah. So, yeah, my mom said that once. She was like, I just don't understand why someone could love the same sex. And I go, but you already said why. And she goes, what? I go, love. They love. Yeah, it doesn't have to be anything else than that. Once they love someone, there doesn't. Full stop. Period. It doesn't. There doesn't have to be. Oh, because of this, that, or that. If you love someone. I had, and I say this all the time, I've been saying it for 28 years. I had absolutely no say-so with Bobby. The universe, God, whatever was out there, maybe I was roofied, and it's lasting for 28 years. I don't know. I literally feel like I had absolutely no say.
That's sweet.
Yeah. So, but, and I hope everyone finds that. And whatever that happens to be, love is love. And love is kind also. So, I think it's patient also. Love's a whole bunch of things, but I don't remember them all. And
But most love is love.
Yes, love is love. Unless it's freaky love, then it's still love. It's just freaky love. See, now I'm thinking about Bobby now. God, I'm going to have to
I know.
wake her up. And I'm going to have to do one of the wake ups, like accidentally, like bump the bed too hard where it wakes her up. And I'm like, oh, sorry.
Dang.
I barely touched the bed. I'm sorry. Yeah.
You awake?
Yeah. But that's the weird thing is that Bobby literally, as soon as her head hits the pillow, she falls asleep. Like she could be so excited about any TV show, movie, or whatever, but if her head hits a pillow, it's over. So
Lucky gal.
Yeah, I can't do that. I stare at the ceiling or and I will even let this out. I listen to the Sound of Music soundtrack.
Does that help you go to sleep or?
Yeah, so
Why?
It does.
Oh.
So for some reason, I remember my parents listening to that and the set, like when I was like sub 5, I think. So I probably maybe early 70s, 72, 73, something like that. I remember my parents playing that for what I would go to bed, and for whatever reason, they would play it almost every night. And it wasn't for me. They would just have it on downstairs, but it just I became so about a year ago, I was having trouble sleeping. And so I searched Sound of Music soundtrack and I put it and when I put it on, oh, that's just funny now that I'm talking this out loud. I fall asleep before the first song even gets through. And it's funny because Bobby could be anywhere. She could have just worked out and be sweating. Just, I have so much energy right now. If she hears the theme to Ancient Aliens, the TV show, she'll collapse and fall asleep. It's like she has, I was going to say, it's the one where you fall asleep. I was going to say necrophilia, but I think that's where you have sex with dead.
Yeah, that's that one.
Yeah, so, and then
nocturnal, I don't know.
I don't know. It's something that sounds like necrophilia, but it's not the one where you're having sex with dead people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for clarifying.
Well, yeah, I think that, you don't want to say that. I don't want to be saying, hey, Bobby has necrophilia, and Bobby's like, oh my, like everyone's like, she's fucking dead people. No. She falls asleep really fast. I don't know.
A little different.
I actually have a computer. It won't work. I was going to look it up because I know that's 100% wrong. That's something I'm not going to Google. They always say you can erase your browser history, but can you? And I'm not sure I need necrophilia showing, because how about, here it is. I look up necrophilia just so that we can figure out what the word so we can get the exact clarification, but then Bobby passes away of natural causes overnight. Well, if the police come and they're just like, oh, what's going on? And they see that, they may be like, oh my God, it's good that we got here when we did.
You can just delete the podcast just like you do our messages.
Yes.
No evidence.
Well, I said that on I'm pretty sure I said on the very first episode ever. And I didn't think, I'm almost at episode 300. So this is like 298, our episode. So I've almost made it to 300 now, and I never thought I'd get there. But I did say originally that I thought that the podcast and my notebooks for the podcast would eventually be used in a court of law against me. I don't know how that's going to be done yet, but I still think that is probably, if I was a betting man, and I am not, although it seems like society affords me the chance to bet all the time now.
Jesus, yeah, it's everywhere.
Fucking A. I know.
Dude, I'm on the Missouri
literally
side. People are
think-
petitioning everywhere I go.
I couldn't believe this. I was at church last week, and for this upcoming Sunday, it's Palm Sunday, and they said Palm Sunday was brought to you by Caesar's Sportsbet.
You're shitting me.
I know I am. But it,
Oh
wouldn't-
my
it
God.
literally
I could
wouldn't
believe it, though.
surprise me. Yeah. Like all the kids come walking in with their palm branches, and they all have like a little Caesar. And you could tie it in.
I got
It'd be-
30 palms in Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and I mean, Caesar and the Romans, and so we could loosely, vaguely tie different time frames and everything together, but we could make it fit. Or DraftKings, King of Kings, Lord of Lords. That would be a good one. I don't know why. See, this is
Picks.
that's. Oh my God, that's a good one. Hold on, I got something for you, Chris.
Yes.
You thought it was an
Yes.
upside down pineapple for a second, didn't you?
Yeah.
I know. Sorry. No, that would be great. I actually think those would be great. We need to come up with more of those. Pontius Picks, Draft King of Kings, Lord of Lords. I think that's the best. I literally am going to. So before people really have a chance to hear this, I think I'm going to do a quick TikTok where I'm gonna act like that's a real commercial. And I'll be like, yeah. So I think that's funny. So Pontius Picks, Draft King of Kings, Lord of Lords, Caesar's sports bet and sportsbook, and I don't know. Well, I'm sure we can tie this in. So now you have homework, not just school homework, but you have homework for the podcast for next time. So watch a movie and figure out more of these wonderful. And I think we don't have to just tie it in. I know that I was tying it into the Lenten, Palm Sunday, Easter whole Christianity thing that's going on, but I'm sure that we could think of other things that the draft books could sponsor, because I feel like that's the next thing. They seem to be sponsoring everyone and everything right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're not sponsored yet?
No, not
I
by
didn't miss
them.
an ad read. Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't. But I'm not a bettor. Hey, it goes back to the thing when I was talking about earlier. I'm not a bluffer. I also don't like to give my fucking money away. And I know that there's a reason there's odds, and they're never in my favor.
No.
So here's my thing. If someone said, I will give you $1,000 to make a bet, I would say, I will take that bet. And my bet is, I bet if I give my wife $1,000, she will have sex with me. So, or maybe that's
I still think you lost.
Oh no, I won. I win because usually I don't have to pay. I do say usually, but usually I don't have to pay. Yeah. So, yeah, sometimes you never know. Actually, being married for 28 years, I'm sure we both paid in significant ways. She has to pay. You've known me for just a couple years. Now, imagine knowing that for 28 years. Yeah.
I can't.
Exactly.
I kind of don't want to.
Yeah. That's why I don't think that I say that we're soulmates, but I can't believe that after spending 28, 38, 48 years, whatever we end up spending together here on earth, that should tie her into eternity with me. Now, do I want to spend eternity with her? Yes. I would love that. I wanted to work at the same place that she worked, and she didn't even want an extra 40 hours a week from me. So eternity, especially now that they just found out that the universe is not 13 billion years old, it's 27 billion years old. So eternity is a long ass time.
A little bit.
Yeah. So
Good chunk of time.
Yeah. So hey, thanks for coming back and being on the program.
Thanks for having me, bud.
Yeah.
I enjoyed being on 298.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, that was the number, 298. So I appreciate you being back. I appreciate you talking about the Russell Wilson debacle. That
Yeah, it's not even a trade. It's just a debacle. Thanks.
I know. Well, rebuilding and mediocrity, it stinks. We went through that God, I can't even think of all the coaches that we had. Derek Cutter and Raheem Morris and when John Gruden left. There was a few years after that. Well, I want to say, a lot of people would say to me, "Oh, it must suck to be a Bucs fan," and I'm like, I was a Bucs fan when they started, so this is nothing. I'll close on a story about my Bucs history. My dad used to joke that when we had Bucs season tickets in 1976, that we would go to the games after church, and we'd go to church, and our convertible, we would leave the top down. And my dad, the Buccaneers were so bad, he would leave our 4 tickets on the dashboard, hoping someone would steal the 4 tickets when we were in church. But then when we'd come out of church, we'd find 8 tickets sitting on the dashboard. Yeah. So I have always been, no matter how bad the Bucs could get, I would like to say I've always seen the worst that the Bucs can give, but that may not be true. Hopefully it is.
Yeah.
But thank you for coming on, talking about that. Next time we're going to talk about Roadhouse. We're going to talk about all the new sports bets and how they can extend their reach, because they're not reaching out quite enough to us in our daily lives. So you have homework for next time.
I'll be on it.
Oh, yeah. And actually do your regular homework, too, because you're so close to graduation. Get graduated.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. For everyone else, that was Chris Scarcello. Hey, and let me ask you this. I'm going to ask you this real quick. How often do you correct people? How often do people pronounce your name incorrectly, or do they ask? Because I used to pronounce your last name Scarcello, Cello, like a cello. And then at one point you said it was cello. So I've tried to say that, but you didn't correct me for a long time. How often do people ask you before they even try it? Or if they say it, do you give a shit?
I don't give a shit.
Okay.
It's either way. There's a Italian way, there's a white way. I let people say it however they want.
Okay. So how does for your family and everything, it's Scarcello?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. I like that better. Scarcello. Ugh. That sounds horrible. Yeah. Who wants that name? Okay. Well, I'm sure someone. I don't know who, but I'm sure someone. I didn't want to put down that name, especially you have that. You let people call you that, so now I've just put it down. So see, this is the type of asshole that I am.
Yeah, because I care.
I know. Okay.
It really hurts.
I'm sorry. For everyone,
I have to play the sound of music to go to sleep.
You might have to do that. And let me know how that works. It works perfectly for me. Everyone else, we've been talking to Chris. We've been talking about different things. Thanks for listening to the Stone Genius podcast. My name's Dro. Talk to y'all later. Bye.